And yes, it is the month of March. So, what are we discussing today? How you can manage tantrum in children. How do you manage tantrum in children? Children have the tendency to throw tantrums for several reasons. One of it is because they cannot comprehend their thoughts properly, and so they give it off as it's coming to their head. However they are feeling the frustration or whatever it is that they feel, they give it up as it's coming. Secondly is for lack of proper ability to communicate how they are feeling or what's in their mind. Children sometimes struggle how to express themselves, in a good and proper way, and so crying or throwing tantrum seem to be the best option for them. You know how you want to say something, but you don't actually know the exact words to use. Exactly. That is how children deal with their thoughts when they can't comprehensively communicate it to the person who is there with them. So they tend to throw tantrums. The next is lack of emotional regulation. When children are not able to regulate their emotions, they tend to throw tantrums. And throwing tantrums starts from age 0 up until, of course, I cannot specifically tell you this is when tantrum will stop, because even adults throw tantrums. Yes, the moment you lash out on your children, the moment you hit them, the moment you say words that you shouldn't say to them because they upset you in your own words, because you feel they are frustrating you, you are throwing tantrum. So I can say that tantrum doesn't even go away with age. It can only stop when you have trained yourself, or when someone has been groomed to let go of tantrum, to use better communication skills, better communication ways to express themselves without needing to throw tantrum. Another reason could be mental disorder in children. When children have learning disabilities or any kind of disability at all, it can cause further tantrum throwing or intense tantrum throwing in children. For instance, when a child has ADHD, or when they are autistic, or when they have any other issue as a child, or Down syndrome, the way they throw tantrum will be different from a normal child, a child who doesn't have any of those things. So tantrum throwing comes with different reasons. It is now left for you, the parents, to begin to decide how you're going to manage it in children. How do you begin to manage it? Of course, it starts from you, the parent. Remember, your children are mirroring who you are. A few weeks ago, I was in a course on emotional intelligence as parents. So we were taught on several ways parents mirror, or children mirror their parents' emotional intelligence or lack of emotional intelligence. When you're emotionally mature, you raise emotionally mature children. When you're also emotionally immature, you're going to raise emotionally immature children. There is no two ways about it. And now, because children are like our mirror, they are a reflection of who we are, we cannot fight them. Deal with the original image, and then the reflection will also change. You can't start hitting yourself on the mirror because you don't like what you see. Change what you're seeing on you, and then what is reflected on the mirror will also change. That is how it is. When your children are not doing what is right, ask yourself, am I doing what is right? Am I modeling what is right to them? Am I saying the right things to them for them to be able to also replicate what it is that I want them to replicate? Or are you just assuming that they should behave right, even if you, the parent, is not behaving right? Like I said, it starts with you, the parent. If you are not managing your emotions properly, your children are going to lose control of their emotions at every slightest opportunity. Of course, it is normal for a child to throw tantrum. However, you can begin to groom them and to teach them better ways to express themselves. They don't really need to do all of this drama to get you to do what they want you to do. They can actually use better language to be able to get the same thing that they want just by doing so. Now, how do you begin to do all of this? You have to become emotionally intelligent as a parent. Now, what does it mean to become emotionally intelligent? It is to be able to remain calm, even in the face of the highest chaos you can ever think of. It is to remain peaceful even when you have reasons to not be peaceful. Sometimes we parents, we let loose when any little thing happen around us, and so our children are at the receiving end of all of this, fire and heat when it comes to us. So it is important as we begin to absorb ourselves of anything that is causing us to lose control of our emotions, so that our children don't take up all of that behaviors as they grow. Because children are like sponges, whether you believe it or not. They absorb whatever they find in their environment, like it or not. So what you now begin to do, you need to leave the right things around them so that they can absorb the right things. The next thing is you need to begin to use things around you to teach your children emotional regulation. What do I mean? You can use scenarios. You can play scenarios for your children. You can use games like delayed gratification games. You can use marshmallow tests to teach your children how to delay gratification, so that when they don't get what they want, they don't start losing control just because they haven't gotten it. There are several games you can play that teaches emotional control. You can use the freeze game. You can also use the green red game. That is, when you say red, everyone stops. When you say green, everyone goes. And then the freeze is when you keep playing the music, everyone keeps shaking, and by the time that you pause the music, everyone freezes. So those are the things that helps children learn emotional control. It might look simple, it might look casual, but trust me, they do wonders for children. I personally use it for my children, and it helps a whole lot. And then you need to also begin to model it to them. When you're upset, how do you manage your emotions? Do you lash out? Do you take a deep breath? How do you manage your frustration phase? How do you manage an anger or when you're upset? That will teach your children how to manage their emotions themselves when they are upset. All right. Now, you also need to teach your children emotional language. What do I mean? Children should learn how to express their emotions. It helps them to be able to manage it better. Children will learn how to manage their emotions better if they can put words to it. For instance, a child might be feeling sad but don't really know the right word to use. If they know how to properly express their emotions, it helps them to be able to put themselves under control when they're upset. A child should not be saying they are happy when they are sad. Neither should they be saying they are sad when they are frustrated. They are two different emotions to feel. And the next thing you need to do is to begin to validate your child's emotions. Do not invalidate, do not trivialize their emotions. Don't make light of it. Don't tell them, hey, why are you even crying? Why are you angry? Why should you be angry? You shouldn't be angry. This is a small thing that is making you upset. Yes, they have a right to their emotions. Why they may not have expressed it the right way, but their emotions are valid, and you need to validate their emotions. Don't say you are not supposed to feel the way you are feeling. It is my feeling. Allow me to feel the way I feel. So do not ever let your children think that their emotions don't matter, because they will grow up thinking that it's not okay to manage they will grow up thinking that it's not okay to have emotions or feelings, and they will also be in a position where they either suppress their emotions or they will be aggressive in expressing it. And they will also think that people don't have a right to express their emotions, which is also wrong. So if you want your child to become a wholesome adult who will express their emotions the right way and also allow others to express their emotions the right way, you need to begin to teach them from a young age how to manage their emotions, how to name their emotions, how to validate their emotions. I feel frustrated because of this, and this. However, I want to do this and this to be able to put myself in control and in check. And also, the next thing you need to do is to teach your children how to use the I statement. What do I mean? When they want to communicate their anger or their feelings to someone, instead of saying, you made me feel this way, you did this to me, you made me upset, they can say, I feel upset. about what you did. They are taking responsibility for their feeling, not dumping it on someone else. Why they may have done something wrong to you, you still have the responsibility to feel the way you feel. You have the responsibility, you have the choice to either feel that way or feel another way. So nobody is going to feel what you should feel for you. You are in control of it. So let your children use I statements. Even when they're reporting to you, maybe what someone did to them, they can come in the manner of, I felt upset when she took my toy without my permission. I felt frustrated when I couldn't finish my homework on time. That is you teaching them how to take responsibility for their feelings and their emotions. Another thing you can do is to teach them how to manage intense emotions like anger, bitterness, frustration, fear, and happiness. Of course, you heard me right. You need to manage your happiness. Some people, in trying to express their happiness or excitement, spoil things or put themselves into trouble. Someone can, out of excitement, say things they shouldn't say and now see themselves into trouble because of what they said, simply because of what you said. Mastering our emotions or being able to control tantrums is a very critical skill in our parenting journey. You cannot let your children to just have their emotions be everywhere. Just like the scripture said, a man who is in control of his own spirit is stronger than a man who can take down a city. If you are able to manage your emotions, you are strong. A man who can take out the gates of a city because you know when danger is approaching and you avert it while managing your emotions. So teach your children how to manage their emotions. It will pay them in the long run. And managing emotions starts from managing their tantrums. Validate them, however, teach them how to manage it. Instead of kicking the child, beating them, pushing them, yelling at them, you can just calmly come down to their eye level and say, okay, I understand you are frustrated because you couldn't have the snack you asked for. However, can you do something to help yourself manage these emotions? I understand that you want this so badly, but you really cannot have it at this time because it is not yet time. You have validated their emotions, yet didn't give in to their request. Validating your child's emotion doesn't mean you have to give in to all their requests. No, you can't. You can't even solve your child's problem. However, still validate them. It helps them feel heard. It helps them feel understood. It helps them feel better. Okay, my parents love me, but this is also for my own good. Just because I love my child doesn't mean I have to do everything for them. So, these are some of the things you need to do to manage your child's tantrum. Not hitting them, not beating them, not shouting at them. It's not going to solve the problem. You end up planting seeds of fear in that child and they can't even trust you. When there is fear, there can never be trust. So if you want your child to trust you as they grow up, you need to help them to begin to come closer to you. That's going to help them to trust you better. Even when they mess up, even when they make mistakes, because you're able to manage whatever it is that they tell you, even if it is a big mess that they made. I hope this video is going to help you to manage your child's tantrum from today and you begin to do something differently. And if this video was helpful to you, I want you to like this video, comment, share, and turn on your notification button so that you can get our subsequent videos which are inspiring, educative, enlightening, you name it. Until I come your way again, I am your friend, your parenting partner, Chat with Christy. I'll see you again in our next video. Bye.